I'm growing increasingly interested in the life of my own server. We have people like Boscha Dog and Insane Pork, Tally, Bosnian King, a bunch of other people. And what do they all do? I wonder. Every day I wonder. Why are they here? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what is so interesting in SableCraft that keeps some of these people here and the rest gone. Maybe it is a different breed of gamer that comes here and plays. Maybe it is more that the real talent stays here. I don't know. And if you read chat, you'll see that some of the people on my server aren't that bright. Now, Bosnian King, rather, is very young. He has much to learn. He says when he records, he lags. Of course he does. It takes memory to record. It's not really memory. It's more of the CPU going on. The frame rate drops as a result. And of course it's writing to the hard drive all the time. But it consumes parts of the hard drive, or rather I should say the computer as a whole, in which slows everything down. And yes, he said it today. Then we have Bosch freaking out. Bosch's like, what is going on? Did you butcher? Wow. It's daytime and I don't know how. Where did it get daytime? Where did the daylight come from? Interesting questions, I can say. You see, Bosch is 17 years old, just like I am. However, very naive indeed. In fact, I texted her phone and asked for, I suppose you could say, a blowjob. And yes, I was punished. You see, her mother found these messages and essentially blew up on me about it. Not really, you see, but apparently she's not allowed to text anymore. Insane, isn't it? And then you have me stuck in the middle here, just trying to get along with everyone. And then I make a couple jokes and everyone goes crazy and I'm considered an immature admin. Very interesting indeed. And then what we have here, this new PvP arena made by Insane Pork. This might be used indeed. I suppose this could be used for killing of other players. You see, our friend here is manually constructing the whole entity. Now, is this elaborate? Well, maybe not. But does it need to be? That is a good question. A very good question. It does not need to be. I do not believe it to be so. And then we get on to the problems with the server. Now, there are many problems. I see many problems with this. Frame rate drops. How I love thee. So, the problems. First of all, we have people like Bosch begging for Bedrock, even though Bosch should know that Bedrock is not accessible to everyone. It is only accessible to those such as myself, administrators, and those higher-ups. And yes, that does mean that the people are a big issue. They're not bad people. I like them, in fact. However, they are not telling me what is wrong with my server. Very rarely do they say anything. I figure maybe they don't want to say anything because of selfishness. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The tight-knit group of people here that seem to stay and the rest leave, and no one tells me why. And I suppose the spawn here is a big issue. We have this gigantic spawn filled with, let's face it, crap buildings, except this thing. I don't mind it. It's at the end. What I put that out a minute ago. The interior is quite strange, pathetic actually. Okay. And the spawn is a mess. It's just a bunch of crap everywhere, thrown in all sorts of different regions and random constructions, and no one's gonna know where to go. And I realize that. That's why we are creating a new spawn. Hopefully it's gonna be a lot simpler, obviously, but hopefully it will be much more interesting, I guess, to players than this junk spawn here, which is just pathetic. Who wants to go and look at all this crap? No one. They're going to get lost and not want to come back. And I suppose for a faction-oriented environment, we have too many plugins. There's a lot going on, and very little of it is in use. You got a mob arena, you got paintball, you got spleef, mob hunting, random loot, high-end enemies in which will do smarter things. You've got the highway system. What else? Let me go through this list here. Yeah, you've got all sorts of crap. Yeah, you can see a list of plugins. It's not going to do anything. We have MCMMO. We have an economy, of course, like everyone else. We're going to have referrals coming in, so people can refer people to the server. We've got health bars above our monsters. Custom health. Stuff like that. I mean, it goes on. It goes on. And I think that it's maybe a little overwhelming for players, perhaps. I don't know. I don't think it could be an issue. So we have that problem. I really feel like there's not enough to do, though. It's strange. We have all these different places to go, but I feel like there's not enough order and unity in this. Like, no one big structure to use for a spawn, or groups of areas to meet up. You just have this giant warp list of 71 different warps to go to, and you know, it's just, you know, where are you gonna go? You're gonna warp to these different places. I mean, this is bombed. Look at this. This got nuked anyway. I mean, yeah, like I said, what are you gonna do? Warp to all these different areas and then what, build? And I feel like there should be something else involved here, and I don't really know what it should be, to be honest. Other than that, you know, what else can it be? I think I've been improving recently, especially the VIP ranks, regulars. You can rank up in the server from normal to regular and veteran after certain hours of playing with extra bonuses. You can donate and get all these other bonuses, but I really don't feel that the people are getting enough out of these donations, for an instance. First of all, there's not enough players. That's another problem. And there's not enough players because I don't think the server knows what it is. And I really want it to be a faction server that people like and want to play. But perhaps the extra loot is screwing it. I don't really know. But I've done whatever I can to make everything a little bit nicer for our players and some incentive to stay. I would really love if people suggested to me what needs to be changed. And there hasn't been much. Now, I've done a couple of stupid things recently. I've gotten rid of the marriage plugin, for one, and that was a big thing. Everyone loved this marriage plugin because you could marry other players in game and have all sorts of crap. Invite a lot of people in, but I wasn't okay with that after a while, and that's for different reasons that won't be said. And then I banned a couple people for no reason. Another mistake. And that probably cost a serious amount of reputation, negativity on my part, and this place is a mess. And it just led to all sorts of other issues. I mean, and yes, this spawn building especially is very, I mean, you come here, you spawn, and then what? You know, what do? You look down, drop down for warps, that's great. Go around this terrible signs to go to this donation room here and see all the donation ranks, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just not that good. And then you have this rules room. There are a bunch more player rules that I don't even have listed in here, you know? I have this ugly archway for this shop. And it just leads you to this shop, which I think is okay. It's a little improved. I haven't even finished everything here yet. The shop is okay. It's got everything in it. And then you have, like I said, the spawn here. You can go to the nether. You go to the end. You can drop down for warps. But say you don't want to do that. You know, you're gonna get lost in here. First of all, you can easily get lost in here. And then you'll come out here. If you do make it this far, and a lot of people even don't, they'll just leave right away. You get all these different places to go in the server. And it's all in this giant, overwhelming spawn that will bore the shit out of a lot of players. You have this little garbage wall of VIPs here with just signs. I don't mind these walls, though. These are kind of cool, I guess. I didn't make this, but okay. And you're going to go down and see all sorts of other crap. But for what purpose? There's no effective use of structures. There's random structures built everywhere. There's no order to it. And I think that is probably the biggest issue here. Because I really don't see that there couldn't be people playing here. I like to think I'm decent at doing what I need to do. Lately I've been making a lot of videos on things, and I am actually involved with my server. I'm not involved as much with this one as I used to be, but I'm very involved with it because I do videos, I make sure the server works, I respond to player feedback, and that is one thing I'm not receiving enough of, and I'd like to think that, like I said, I do enough for the server. So you know, I just want to make this video to talk about that because I've just had a couple problems lately, and you know, I just want to get that out there. I'll be doing more videos in the future on the server once we get everything set up, but for now it's kind of in a phase, I'd like to think, a down phase, since no one really plays anymore, so I'm going to work on that. Anyway, this video is pretty much my complaint, I guess, to my own server, so tell me, guys, give me some feedback on the server and things like that. That's all I want. Thanks for watching.